was overcome by depression, which took months to clear with medication and a return to his Christian faith. He expressed grief for his actions and said he knew nothing could restore the lives and love he took away. I am a criminal, he said. I am a monster. That's how people will see me. Judge Deborah Bernini described the crime as one of the most horrific she has seen. Judge Bernini effectively sentenced Enriquez to life in prison, 25 years with no chance of parole in the murder of his wife, before he begins to serve another 25 years for the murder of his daughter. If he lives through that total of 50 years, he will serve another 21 for the attempted murder of his son. Craig Smith, KGUN 9 on your side.
Let's switch gears now. Let's go to weather, and Kyler Diggs is standing by, and we're talking about the excessive heat.
Excessive heat is back with us this week. It really kind of didn't leave for this time of the year, but now it gets serious again as we head on into tomorrow and Wednesday. Right now, Skycam shows just no sign of the monsoon at all. And there's the excessive heat warnings that have returned to southern Arizona. This does include the Tucson metro area for tomorrow and Wednesday. In the metro area, we could see high temperatures climbing as high as 113 degrees in the deserts west of Tucson. That mercury could go as high as 116 degrees. And those warnings, again, much like last week, extend all the way to Palm Springs, Phoenix, Las Vegas. So everybody's feeling the heat. We went up to 105 this afternoon at the Tucson International Airport. It gets hotter from here, but there's hope at the end of the 7-day forecast.
All right, Kyler, thank you. And take the heat seriously the next few days. Officials are warning that the hot weather could lead to heat stroke or death, even among the most healthy people.
The excessive heat warning is for temps ranging from 108 to 113 degrees in our region, and there are a lot of options to keep yourself cool.
Brian Brennan joins us live at Udall Park for one great way to beat the heat. Brian?
Hey guys, you know, high school swimmers are in the pool right now, but this could be you tomorrow. Take a look at this sign. Just $2 for adults and $1 for kids. It is a great way to beat the heat. The best thing you can do the next couple of days is just take it easy in the air conditioning if you can. But if you find yourself without AC, getting in the pool is a good option. Make sure you prepare yourself for the heat by drinking lots of water and protecting your skin from the sun, or better yet, stay in the shade. If you must be outside, try to schedule activities for the early morning and evening hours. This pool is open for recreational swim from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's also open from 10 to 3. Lifeguards say they are on high alert for any signs of heat-related illnesses, paying special attention to anyone breathing too heavy at the end of their laps. Lifeguards are also taking precautions, rotating out every 15 minutes, and they say by far the most comfortable area they chill out in is in here with the air conditioning and fans going. Reporting live, Brian Brennan, KGUN 9 on your side.
I want to see Brian jumping in the water, because that's what I want to do.
He was in the air conditioner. He's a smart man.
All right, the word little might be in their name, but there's nothing little about their state.
We're going to show you the origins of Little Abner's and what makes it absolutely Arizona. That's next. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.
For longtime Tucsonans, Little Abner Steakhouse is an institution.
Sure is. Abner's has delicious steaks and ribs at a reasonable price, fairly reasonable price, with a rustic charm that is absolutely Arizona. Little Abner's has been perfectly grilling steaks over mesquite wood for nearly 3/4 of a century.
It's amazing that it's lasted this long. It's amazing that people love it.
They love the food and the atmosphere, according to owner David Hoffman. Originally a stagecoach stop in the 1880s, local optician Larry Lewis and his wife Duchess opened Little Abner's in 1947, way out on the northwest side of town. It was just a bar then at the end of a dark and windy road. Little Abner's changed hands in the late 50s and added the famous steaks. The close proximity to Old Tucson meant John Wayne, Lee Marvin, even Marlon Brando frequented Little Abner's.
We've had our share of famous people, but they get treated like everybody else here. And because of that, they're real comfortable.
Hoffman was also comfortable at Little Abner's, a regular starting in the late 60s when he was a defense attorney in Tucson.
I fell in love with the restaurant.
After reviewing the books, Hoffman bought the restaurant in 1981 and quit practicing law 6 months later. He and his wife Molly have kept the Wild West themed steakhouse virtually unchanged.
You can't change Abner's.
Yeah.
You just don't change Abner's.
Yeah. But they did add some menu items over the years like ribs, chicken, and fish. Recently, they put in new AC and heat.
We've managed to hold our prices pretty steady for long enough that people are going, oh, that's cheap.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, cheap, huh? I better raise my prices again.
So about that name, Little Abner's, the story goes that the original owners had a dog named Abner, but there was also the Al Cap comic strip, very popular in the 40s, called Little Abner.
We've had phone calls from Al Cap's family saying, want to talk to you about the name of the place. And I said, the former owner's dog. Goodbye.
My tour of Little Abner's begins with a stop at the John Wayne painting above one of the fireplaces and continues throughout the numerous rooms where patrons have signed the walls and hung old license plates. David and Molly have high praise for the longtime staff, including 2 employees who've been at Little Abner's longer than they have owned it. Sean, the bartender, and Connie, the waiter, bookkeeper, and ghost historian. Yes, Little Abner's has those too.
On table 12, people were dining, and this lady gets up and starts screaming, and she says, someone is grabbing me around my waist. And it was a ghost. Okay?
You're convinced of it?
I'm convinced.
The sounds you're more likely to hear, the sizzling steaks from the Mesquite Grill.
You gotta be very careful with it. You gotta be careful with where you place things, how you move them around, how long you cook them in each spot. We've got great cooks.
Yeah.
They really hit what you want almost all the time.
Right. And you, as you said, you can always send it back, but they rarely do.
They very rarely do.
So as these steaks, this chicken, the ribs cook, it looks delicious. I want to thank you guys both for the tour. It's a pleasure to kind of go back in time a little bit for me and to see that nothing's changed at Little Abner's. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat.
And you're absolutely Arizona, and I appreciate the tour.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
All right. Got a quick glimpse there of Tucker, their son, who's hard at work at Little Abner's, and the Hoffmans hope someday he'll be the one that takes it over.
Did I ever tell you my license plate is up there?
No, you didn't. I knew that you used to go out there occasionally.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you made that up. There are a lot of license plates out there, and everybody signs the wall. It's tradition. It's tradition.
I'm too hungry
I know.
to be watching someone.
Need to go
Do you
out
hear
there.
my stomach rumbling? It's not clouds, it's not thunder or anything like that, because we have no clouds in the sky, Kyler. Really.
We have a real comedian on our hands today here at KGUN 9. So, yeah, well, hey, Little Abner's is putting the sizzle in the steak. The sun is putting the sizzle in our heat. No sign of the monsoon right now. We're going to try and change that in the 7-day. Your forecast is coming up next on KGUN 9 on your side.
First Warning Weather is brought to you by Hamstra Heating and Cooling.
So it indeed was sizzling hot out there today for many of us, and it's going to get even hotter over the next couple of days. 105 degrees was our high temperature at the Tucson International Airport this afternoon. 97 in Wilcox. We went to 109 in Phoenix and Havasu, and 108 degrees in Yuma right now. Down to 102 at the airport in Tucson, 94 in Nogales, 95 in Douglas, and 86 degrees in Show Low. Even the higher elevations, pretty tough to escape the heat these days because we've seen a lot of 80s in the high country today. 102 right now at the airport, but look at that dew point, 39 degrees. The air is pretty dry for us, and that's one reason we have seen those temperatures soaring over 100 degrees. It's just much easier for the sun to heat the dry air than it is the moist air. 11% humidity, north-northwest winds at 12 miles an hour, so that has kind of a drying effect on us as well. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies. skies, temperatures into the upper 70s, lower 80s by daybreak. And then we have the excessive heat warnings going into effect again tomorrow morning. And that extends all the way into Wednesday evening for Tucson and vicinity, Safford, all the way to Phoenix, to Vegas, over to Palm Springs, and Yuma included in there as well, Ajo and Sells, where some of those temperatures could go as high as 116 degrees. So let's kind of break it down as far as the 100-degree plus days this year. Well, we started off pretty good. Look at that. In April and May, we had zeros, but then in June, we started adding them up, and in July, we had a lot, 26 days of 100 degrees or higher, and then into August here, we're already at 13, so that adds up to 56 so far. Our yearly average is 62, and last year, in case you're keeping track, we had 71. So we'll see how it all breaks down, but I think by the end of the week, we'll finally get some relief. But there it is. In the higher elevations this afternoon, we're still in the 80s. Did see some scattered showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast to the southeast of us, but most of our moisture is resting to the southeast, and it's not going to be in here anytime soon. But let's take a look at the forecast and see if we can find it. Overnight tonight, we certainly won't, but we will see some temperatures dropping into the 60s across Cochise County. And then for the rest of us, it'll be 70s and 80s, 57 in Summer Haven. And then for tomorrow, we'll see those high temperatures start to climb even a little bit more. 101 in Douglas, 98 degrees in Sonoyta. And then you go to 3 Points, 107 degrees, 102 in Nogales, and then around the metro area, kind of that 106 to 108 range, 79 degrees in Summer Haven. So the next couple of days, we could be breaking or tying records around here, but here come the 90s at the end of the week with the best chance of rain Friday and Saturday.
All right, thank you, Kyler. We have a better sense of who's going to be on the field Saturday for Arizona football.
Kevin Sumlin releasing the depth chart, and a former Sabino SaberCat jumps to the top of the wide receiver list. That's next. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.
Now, KGUN 9 on your side sports.
Arizona football's depth chart released today ahead of Saturday's opener at Hawaii. Former Sabino quarterback Drew Dixon is listed as the starting receiver after making the switch. Kevin Sumlin has been challenging players like Dixon.
A lot of you guys are used to being best guy on the field, maybe on your team, but you know, there's everybody. We once you cross those white lines now on Saturdays in major college football, there's a bunch of you guys out there. So what's going to be the difference? And so I think Drew's approached it that way. And that's just part of growing up.
Saturday night's game starts at 7:30 our time on CBS Sports Network. Arizona's 5-0 all time against Hawaii.